Number one then, and number one now.
You're listening to Heffron and Reed. Heffron and Reed. Rated number one podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for reals. It says it right here.
Yeah, everybody. I don't know. Well, I'm choking. So first, probably a good way to start the podcast, right, John Reap? It's Heffron and Reap. I'm John Heffron. Yeah. This is John Reap.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Good. I want to talk to you in a second, but I probably could have faded that down. I'm going to put that back up while I take a drink. Because I've been listening to podcasts and I've been watching some on YouTube, and there's some things that are bugging me that shouldn't be. It's just because I'm getting old and crotchety. But here's one of them, though.
Okay. Right.
So I watched a podcast with just, two famous or relative comics that were on YouTube, and then they have their sidekicks or whatever. And it was shot as, 4 squares of whatever, like a Zoom, right? That's how everyone's doing them now. And and we don't show a lot of video of me and you on this podcast just because we like to do it. We put Speedos on and we just take off our shirts, and that just lets us be as comfortable as possible. And no one needs to see the video of that. It's just something that me and John Reap, we're just better at.
Yeah. We don't need other people to see it, but we do like looking at each other while we're doing this. So don't think that I don't get to look at John in his Speedos. I do get to enjoy that, but it's not for everybody. It's like for my eyes only. It's a double. Some things
in life are for you. You know what I mean? You don't need to always take pictures and always post them. Some moments are your own, and that's ours. But I was watching this show, and somebody on it was in their phone almost the whole time that they were recording the podcast, but you saw it on video though, right? So the person was looking at their phone, and then somebody else looked at their phone, and then they would talk, and then one person was eating like spaghetti almost. And here's where I'm just old and crotchety. That just bugs me that even, as fake radio showy as podcasts are, or maybe it's just a new form of doing anything, there has to be some form of professionalism, right? Because I was annoyed that I stopped to watch this thing, even though, listen, I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting on my couch. I'm like, I'll watch this for a second. And I was annoyed that this person I don't know was just on their phone. Why? And then I was like, why am I wasting time? Like, it's not I don't know.
Is it because you were watching it? If you were just listening to the podcast, you wouldn't even know they were on their phone. But I get it.
That's probably why.
It's also like it could be a lack of respect thing that happens sometimes. Was it one of those podcasts, and I don't want you to name names, but was it one of those podcasts that goes for like 3 to 4 hours long, or is it an hour long?
Yeah, hour-ish though, ensemble. But it's a thing. Now I just sound like an old crotchety guy complaining about the new music. Maybe that's what the kids like. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know. I think they do. I think you're right. I think people enjoy only me or maybe even you at 50%. Trying too hard is no longer
I don't know,
looked up on. It's just like, just phone it in. We like to see you at half-assed. I don't know. It seems to be going that way, even like in performance-wise, not just podcasting.
Yeah, kind of. Here, maybe it's because I'm having a birthday. I'm definitely get off my lawn-ish right now. But yeah, maybe that's just what the kids. That's what the kids like with their road stories of driving from the Valley to Largo, which is a place where people perform, and is a 11-mile drive, depending on where you live in L.A. And just a wacky road story, and that's a road story to them. Maybe
that's the road story.
Right?
Look, this will be inside baseball for some people, but yeah, it's hilarious. I get it, man. Go ahead, sorry.
Anyway, so you sound a little horsey.
Yeah, speaking of crotchety old man on his front porch, I I kind of have that going on right now because I was not able to enjoy the 4th of July like I wanted to. And in fact, I had to stay inside and look out my window and watch other people enjoy my swimming pool.
Oh, did you get grounded? Bad grades? Did your last semester?
Yeah. Dude, I had a bad fever on the 2nd of July. It started feeling really bad. My muscles were getting sore. I had a slight headache. And my temperature was going up. And then on the 3rd, I thought, let me see how it goes if I just sleep on this for one day. Next day, felt really bad again. Temperature was up to 100.8. And I'm like, okay, this might be the COVID. And so I took myself to urgent care because they don't have, my doctor was not open on the 3rd. That was a Friday, which is the holiday for the 4th. So I had to go to urgent care, wait in line, and get tested. I have no idea if I have it yet because they told me it would take 7 to 10 days to get the results back. I did test negative for strep throat. I thought, while you're there, go ahead and do that.
Right.
And I've been taking a lot of vitamin C, a lot of like just multivitamins and Emergency, and a lot of Pedialyte, and getting a lot of sleep. I feel better today. And now the only thing I have going on is my voice. My throat's a little sore, getting rough, but I don't have a temperature. I feel like I'm over that. Not today. I'm fine today, except for the throat, and I got a little bit of a sniff.
Yeah.
And then my brother also has a high temperature. My mother has it. My girlfriend Jody has something going on right now. I was hanging out with a girl who just tested positive not long ago. And another friend of mine, Marty, had tested positive. So I think Hickory's about to get hit big time.
Were you guys all in the same kiddie pool? That's like, wow.
But that Hickory is basically a kiddie pool. I mean,
the blue one that you leave on your front lawn, and that at the end of the summer when you dump out the water, it's just a big circle of just burnt grass, and your dad gets pissed. Yeah. Or those pools you get to let your dogs have puppies in, and then they have them underneath the bed. Anyway, so when did you? Because this is at this point. So you might not have it. You could just have a cold, but that's just who knows,
I
right?
doubt it. Well, here's
because everybody else in your family seems that they have the same thing.
Well, and
luckily it's a hoax. Luckily this is a hoax, and this is all in your head.
Right.
Right.
A symptom that I also have that I've been hearing about the COVID is the lack of taste and like sense of smell. So that is also happening. I can't taste as good as I once could. My brother can't taste anything, and neither can my mom. But I've got maybe 30% taste buds left right now. I'm hoping it will go away. But to me, I'm pretty sure it's probably COVID. But it could be anything. It could be another strand. It could be the bubonic plague, or it could be a hoax. You're right. It could just be in my head.
Or there's that new pig one that's coming. So you're doing pediatrics. Look at me, like I have remedies for any of this. When I got Bell's palsy a couple years ago, I lost my smell and taste, and that's such a weird thing. Like you hear it, but until it actually happens. In one of my and I'm only making this about me so I can give your throat a rest, is every time I eat something, if I don't really taste it, now keep in mind, I'm literally eating noodles and butter, and I'll eat noodles and butter, and then I'll go, I lost my taste. That's it. I have COVID. I can't taste anything, even though the food I'm actually eating has literally zero taste to it. So then I have these things called, I don't know what they are. They're supposed to be for energy. They're called Go-Go's or something that might be. They're basically, remember that old Vicks, they probably still make it, that nasal stuff. It comes in, it looks like a chapstick. It's got, and you literally stick it in your nose and you would smell the Vicks Vapor Rub.
Okay.
So they have energy ones of those. I think it's all just essential oils, and you put it right by your nose, and it has like banana or whatever. And it's pretty strong. It's almost like, not as strong as when they give boxers when they get knocked out, how they would break that thing, but that's the
smelling salts.
That's the premise of it, is you kind of put it, and you kind of give it a whiff, and if you're tired or you're kind of dragging, it does kind of. So I kind of use that as my COVID test. I'll walk by, I get one chill because my air conditioning set at 60. I'm like, I got the chills. I have it. And then I'll go and then I'll sniff that. I'm like, that doesn't smell as strong as it was, even though I've left the cap open and it's a month old.
Right.
And then I eat, pasta and butter. Well, no taste. This is it.
Well, to be fair, you also have the taste buds of a 7-year-old.
Yeah. So I wouldn't really know what taste actually, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, is
right.
Anyway.
Yeah. But so does my mom. She's the same palate as you, like certain things. But it is. I was hoping that. Well, okay, if I do have, I've lost weight, and I think it's because, and I'm not eating. I'm eating a lot. Like I get hungry in the morning. I'll eat a healthy breakfast. I had 2 bowls of cereal today. I never eat cereal. I never crave cereal. But
welcome
today, the last couple, I just had. Now I think that one might stick because now I'm loving it.
There's some good cereal, by the way. If we want to talk cereal, we'll wait till your throat gets better. I have some recommendations. I've been eating this non-gluten protein cereal, so it's not kid cereal, but it's supposed to have good stuff in it. We'll talk later.
I bought we've got right now in the house. We've got Lucky Charms.
Okay.
We've got a cornflakes rip off that's like a sugary cornflakes. It's some generic brand. It's pretty good. Okay. We've got Eggos, makes a cereal called Eggos, and they're tiny little Eggos.
Yeah.
I can't really taste the Eggos one. I can definitely taste the sugary cornflakes.
I got it. Without having the Eggo one, that to me wouldn't have taste anyway. I remember there was one. It was all cookies. It was all chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. What
Cookie Crunch?
Something like that. So with the Lucky Charms, I always hated how the cereal of Lucky Charms tasted. Like to me, it reminded me of cat food. They're like Friskets or something. And then marshmallows. And then I found at one point you could buy those same marshmallows that are in Lucky Charms. And I would just kind of cut my Lucky Charms cereal with more marshmallows.
Oh, I see.
So I get more. Because I have a whole thing with some cereals you can let kind of just get soggy, milky. Other cereal you have to eat almost instantly because the more it soaks, the grosser it gets.
Right. I agree with you on the cat food comparison because it's that one little cross.
Yeah, that's what throws you off. Yeah.
It looks like a Jax
right?
or something.
Yeah.
Friskies. Was that it? No. Oh, God. It came in a little pack like this.
Yeah.
Like a little square cellophane pack, and you opened it up. It was cat food. I forgot what it was. But, yeah, it looks like that. But, yeah, I like it more soggy. Definitely that one. I like when the marshmallows make the color of the milk different. Yeah. Today, how do you feel? What milk do you use? Does it matter to you what kind of milk?
I don't eat. Well, that's not true. I don't consider those square grilled cheese sandwich cheese dairy because it's a dairy product. So it's completely, so it's. But I use almond milk or rice milk. I don't use milk.
Yeah, today it was almond milk was what we use. But the first bowl, I ran out of the milk. I totally forgot I ran out of milk. Oh. And then I went for another bowl. Like I've just filled the bowl up again. And I was like, oh crap, I forgot I don't have milk. And Mom goes, well, we got half and half.
Oh, and I go, that's why you're nasally, dude. It's that dairy. If you haven't been, do you drink a lot of milk prior to your cereal thing?
No.
Yeah, you might want to lay off the dairy right now.
I might not eat again till tomorrow. I don't crave it. I don't normally ever crave cereal or milk, but for whatever reason, this has got me craving it. And I cut the half and half with another with water. So I did half bowl of half and half, and then I filled the half up with water and I mixed it up.
Right.
And I ate that.
Well, I would, everyone knows my medical expertise. It's probably, I'm just guessing, and I don't know anything about anything. It's your body obviously isn't craving cereal. It wants sugar because you feel run down and you're dehydrated and your body is just like, I need some energy to fight this. And you immediately your body will go to sugar. Is probably what you're craving. By the way, I'm a certified nutritionist. No, I'm not. But that's probably
100% right.
Pedialyte. I'm such a fan of Pedialyte, dude. Like, get somebody to drop it at the end of your driveway. Get those big ass gallons or whatever that, those big, and just chug them nonstop. That has zinc. That has a bunch of other really good stuff in it, and just keep downing those. I'm gonna get one after even talking to you over Skype. Right.
Are you getting nervous now? Are you worried about catching it?
Not.
I gotta tell the audience this, because we talked to each other on the phone maybe an hour or so ago before we started recording this, and I think I texted you first. Are we going to record today? What time? And then, in John Heffron fashion, it's not a text back; it's a phone call. Which is fine. I know that's you, and I love you. I got other friends that do. I'm like, God, all right. So the phone rings, and immediately you just start talking, and I'm like, yes, and then we're talking about something else, and I go, I think I might have COVID, and your whole demeanor changed. It was hilarious. Like, I think over the phone, subconsciously, you were thinking, oh shit, I might be getting it right now. But I think it's just your body's, that's your natural response. It's like, oh, like walk away, even though we're just on the phone.
Yeah. I had a lot of thoughts, because, I'm constantly trying to decide if I want to go back on the road and And I think you were even in Tampa maybe the week before I was, whatever the math was. And then when you came back, you're like, I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, see, it's not that big a deal. Maybe it's the left-wing media, socialist, anarchist, creating false whatever to get my... Right. And then when you said you had, I'm like, yeah, everyone's going to get it. Like, I had that thought.
I was in Tampa, and that's a reasonable thought. I was in Tampa on June 11 through 15.
Yeah.
It is now July 7. Mm-hmm. I came back from Tampa, and I got tested, and I tested negative. And then I went on a canoeing trip with some friends. A couple other weeks goes by, and now I have it. So I don't think I got this in Tampa, although I could have. There's really no way to pinpoint where you get it. And I don't like when people try to do that either. They go, well, who did you hang out with? Why did they have? Why did you do this? It's like you're victim shaming me. I can't tell you where I got the damn thing.
Right. Yeah, who knows? So, right? Yeah. And then that's canoeing, right? Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's transmitted just from canoeing oars, and we just don't know that.
Oh, definitely. It could have been that. It could have been just hanging out in Hickory with the girl who already had it. I didn't know it. But she didn't know it either. So
one, obviously.
And again, I don't know if I have it. I don't have my results yet.
Yeah, so. You could be. Yeah, you could just somehow you all just got sick. That's a thing, right? And then.
Right. Do you know the last time you had a bad fever? Like what's the highest temperature you've had? Or do you remember?
Because I was never, I'm not even going to say anything about, but I bought on Amazon, maybe about a month ago, like a thermometer, but I don't know how the thing works. Like I stick it in my ear, I stick it on my forehead, like you're supposed, and it always comes out way below whatever your temperature is supposed to be. I have that. And then I have the oxygen thing you put on your finger. So anytime I feel like I have some type of shivers or I'm getting hot, I will, I'll put that on. I had one day, like a couple weeks ago, I was at my girlfriend's house and I just started sweating. Just we're watching TV and sweat started pouring off like I've never had. And then I just ran out of her house. I don't even say goodbye. I just jumped in my car and I drove. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I guess I'm gonna be. And then I never had again. So I don't know. I just assume I'm gonna get it. But
have you done any testing at all?
I got tested for it and I was negative or not to whatever they say, not detected.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, your cases or how you feel, hopefully that could be it, and then you've had it, and then then you've had it, so then you're kind of like, okay,
done, I'm immune.
Yeah, as long as everyone else in your family's okay, then you guys come out of it, then you're kind of, you got the thing,
Right.
That's the John Reep, I've already had it tour.
Right. After all this, if I don't have it, I'm going to be mad. I hope I have it. Because could you imagine I get whatever this is, and then I go, okay, I'm out of the clear, and in the clear, and then I find out I get it again. Or get it later. That would be upsetting. But the test that I took at urgent care, this lady goes, well, first of all, it's urgent care in Mountain View, so I get recognized in my hometown quite a bit.
Right.
And I have a mask. I've told you about this mask. It's a picture of my face. Right. But I wore it inside out, so no one could just laugh at me. I didn't want to be like in a funny mode.
Right.
So I just wore it inside out, just so there's the white side. And I'm back there, and the lady's taking my temperature, and she's asking me all these questions. She goes, when's your next show going to be around here? I'm like, oh, okay. So we know who I am now.
Right before she puts a thermometer in your butt.
Yeah. It's like, obviously it's John Reep. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. It depends on this. And she was asking me for a t-shirt. Well, do you have a t-shirt with you? I want one of your t-shirts. What, I'm like, really? Well, which one? She goes, well, when you get better. I'm like, yeah. What's my temperature?
Yeah, exactly. Lady, and I'm trying not to have COVID right now. Yeah, I'll send you merch. Right. I have a merch table set out front in the, yeah. Jesus.
I was getting frustrated, but also flattered.
Yeah.
Because she wanted, but then again, she didn't say I'll pay for it. She just said, I want one.
Right.
So anyway, I'm like, yeah, I'll get you one. I said, we're going to do this test. She goes, well, which one do you want first? The bad one or the worst one? I said, whichever one's in your hand. I don't care. Let's just do it. She goes, okay, this is going to go to the back of your throat. And she went through my mouth. Went to my mouth and swabbed the back of my throat, with a long swab. I was like, hell, that was for strep. That one I got back in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she goes, okay, now it's time for the worst one. I go, this is where we put the pipe cleaner in my nose, right? She goes, yep. And so it is very long.
15 seconds.
15 seconds, and I felt it in my throat, like through my nose hole.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's supposed to bend down that way or what it's flexible. So it doesn't just go in your nose. It goes in your nose and down or around, it's probing and prodding, and you can feel it. And, I was hanging on for dear life. I think she got some enjoyment out of it because she made John Reep suffer for 15 seconds.
Right.
And she's going to get a t-shirt.
Did you, have you ever done any one of those, like neti pots?
I've not done one. I've seen them.
It's, it's equally as torturous. Cause you put the neti pot thingy, or at least I'm going to turn this light up. At least the one that I had, and it's in this water bottle with the little top, and you squeeze it and it shoots water up into your brain, and then it comes back kind of out of your throat but on the other side of your nose, like if you're really congested, and that feels torturous. Like that machine, ever see that they're holding the machine and you put those two things up your nose and there's holding it smiling? You're basically kind of waterboarding yourself, like the water's going up and down.
I've seen like oddball, like That's Incredible TV shows where people put a string up their one nose and come out the other and floss it. That's because they don't have any kind of septum anymore. They've gotten rid of it somehow. So, I still, I didn't like it. But I feel like that test is going to be more thorough than the one I did previously, because the one I did previously was simply a Q-tip. And they had me do it. I was at a CVS at a drive-through, and they said, here, open your window. Here's Q-tip. Stick it up your nose for 15 seconds each nostril. Give it back to us. I'm like, well, I'm not going to go far enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe that first test was not good. You know what I mean?
So you're waiting for the test. Now you're just quarantining yourself for 2 weeks?
They said self-quarantine for at least 10 days until you get the results back. And then once you get the results back, plan accordingly. So, but it's weird. I feel okay now. Having a high temperature sucks.
Yeah.
I've not had a high temperature in a long time.
Right.
since I was a kid, I think. And I forgot how miserable it is. Like an average temperature. I don't even know what an average one was. That's how long it's been since I've even managed to or cared about checking my actual temperature. It's supposed to be like 98.7, I think.
Yeah, I always think or remember that because I think 98.7 was like a radio station. It sounds like your temperature is 98.7. Lock your temperature in. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Your body's 98.7. So when you woke up,
that goes, the worse music it is.
Yeah. Yeah. What? So when you woke up that day, whatever on the 3rd, did you just know? Like you just woke up going, I just feel like shit. Did you kind of like?
Well, yeah. Started planning how I'm going to cancel the pontoon boat that I had arranged to rent from a guy. And it wasn't just me that I was canceling on. I was canceling on my brother, my girlfriend, and like 2 other couples that were all going to be on this boat together. Me and my brother have been talking about renting a boat and being on Lake Hickory for the 4th of July specifically for years. And this is going to be the first year that we had it. And, so I was in bed thinking, well, I can sleep this off for 6 hours. I'll be fine. I was thinking, well, who do I tell first? And I told my brother first. But yeah, so I was just in bed trying to plot like, how am I going to tell everybody that 4th of July is canceled? But then not only that, but my brother's daughter was asking if she could come over and use the swimming pool. And I said, well, of course, I'm not going to be able to go out there and use it. So as I'm canceling the 4th, feeling like crap, I hear and can see from the bedroom window people younger than me having the time of their lives,
splashing,
jumping around, splashing around, laughing, eating hot dogs. And I'm in here watching Forrest Gump.
You just pull up like that scene from Godfather when Godfather gets to the country and he has measles or something. He pulls a chair up and he's just looking out of Ellis Island and he starts singing.
I remember one time just like I felt worried too about getting caught looking at him. Like what if I'm like looking out the window and I'm just like looking at the fun, and they kind of look back and see old man Uncle John Reap in there staring out the window.
What now? So are you quarantined with your mom at your house? Are you guys staying away from each other until you get, or do you think she has the same? Like how is the?
Yeah.
Are you literally locked in your room by yourself?
In the beginning, I was, and we're staying, apart from each other. Like
okay,
if I go into the kitchen, I'll walk around. I'll make sure. Like I'm always I'm very aware of people's personal space anyway.
Right.
My mom has never really been that aware of it because I'll be like at the kitchen doing something and she'll just cut right in front of me and try to grab something. I'm like, Mom, I would have handed that to you. But I think now she's more aware of it. And so, we're being aware of each other's space and, definitely washing, and she's got Lysol out and doing all the disinfectant wipes. And, but we live in the same house. So, and she's already had a high temperature. So I think we all already have the same thing, whatever it is.
Let's just hope it's boogie fever.
Yeah.
Or maybe the rhythm did get you guys because we were warned since the 80s that the rhythm is going to get you.
That's right. Gloria Estefan was way beyond her years.
Yeah, so you guys would be okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be COVID. It could be the rhythm. Gotcha. Did you guys did you see Hamilton?
No.
She might enjoy that. She might
I know it's available. We talked about it. I said, with everything else going on in the news right now.
Yeah.
With a lot of protests, a lot of white anger going on.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like Hamilton would be good to watch right now with my 73-year-old mother. I was like, look, you know what? I said, let's watch Forrest Gump.
That's good.
No, we did watch a new movie that's on Amazon Prime called The Outpost.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about that. But I want to go at a different podcast. We'll talk about Hamilton because I've seen it live 4 or 5 times. Listen to the soundtrack almost every day. And then I watched, obviously when it came out, and then I was watching people's responses to Hamilton. And, there's a lot of, and we'll talk about it in depth at a different time. But a lot of people.
I do want to watch it. I will watch it so we can talk about it next time. But I've heard now that it's on TV,
mm-hmm.
I've heard mixed. In the beginning, all I heard was it's the greatest thing ever. And then ever since it's come out on TV, I've heard it's good.
Well, here's the thing with it. One, people historically, because obviously all the founding fathers had slave, and people are kind of looking it through that, and that it's not factually accurate. But it was never factually. It was an entertainment play about a period. You know what I mean? So the same way I wouldn't watch Annie thinking, is that how orphanages are ran? Or Mary Poppins, is that the state of childcare during that period? Right? You have to kind of, so there's a plus Hamilton, the music I think is awesome, but if you've never seen Hamilton and you're going to watch it, it's different on your couch, just like I would say going to see a live stand-up show would be different than watching it on Netflix, because you have so many. Hamilton's one of those things where you have to pay attention to almost every line that is said, because every line is there for a purpose and tells a story. So if you're on TikTok, flipping through TikTok, and then you're looking up and watching it, you're going to lose some of the thing. And if you haven't seen it, I will tell you right now, the first 2 minutes is crazy confusing. And that's when your brain goes, I won't be able to watch this entire thing. This is too much. I don't know what's going on. And then it falls and clicks in the line. So the very beginning, let me just tell you this. Hamilton is in Puerto Rico. He's poor. The village puts all their money together to send him to the United States. And he comes to the United States. And that's it. That's all you need to kind of, and then he works for but that first part is just Hamilton, just that setting up that whole thing. His mom's a whore. He doesn't have a father. He gets sent here, and then all of Hamilton takes place.
Got it.
It's kind of, but the first 2 minutes is really confusing because it's a lot. But when you watch it, just watch the stage direction, watch how people are standing and other people are moving. And the music, you're like, oh, I don't know about the song. It's because you don't know it. Again, if you knew that, so just like listening to your kids' music going, this music sucks, it's only because you don't know the thing. Watch it 1 or 2 or 3 times, and you're going to love it, or twice or once. But Outpost. So,
yes.
Oh, my phone is being used for us to Skype. But so we watched that. We went to a drive-in on the 4th of July and watched it as fireworks were going off, just timing wise, going off behind the screen.
Wow.
As that movie was going on.
Wow.
And I tweeted, and the doctor in it, the one of the main, he tweeted me back, the producer of that show, that movie, The Outpost. And again, I'm talking this fast and this long to give John's thought thing, was maybe the most intense, except, there was maybe a minute in, and then the rest of the movie, you're just like, these guys are the bravest human beings that I've ever, wouldn't even come close to being the type of human that it's insane. It's insane that real people had to go through that.
Yes. I could not believe that there was even a base at the bottom of those crazy mountains. Why would you? That's a setup for failure. I don't even know why. Yeah, I thought that was a good idea to begin with.
Yeah, it's
but that's crazy. I will say, watch again. I live with a 72-year-old lady, and she's on the recliner next to me, and I'm talking about a sweet Southern Baptist. Goes to church twice on Sundays and on Wednesdays. Okay. And I love a good war movie. I like Platoon, all of them.
Right.
You name one, I like them all. And it was tough watching it with my mother because and I know they talk like this, but it was a lot of F-bombs, a lot of GDs, almost so much it's like, it's not 100% necessary for everyone to say fuck every 2 seconds. Maybe one guy don't say fuck. If I were the director, I'd be like, hey, you, Billy, I'm going to make your character the clean guy. But all of them.
Now you sound like me every time I'm on the road and the feature and MC is in front of me, and you feel like a dick when you pull them aside going, you guys, you can say instead of fuck. Is always an option instead of just randomly swearing throughout the whole. But but that's, I'm sure that's it.
And that was the first 20 minutes. And I'm sure they talk like that.
That movie was that movie was one of those movies where, like, you see the beginning of Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers, where just that first minute or two, all you're thinking is, I need this to stop so I can relax for a second. And it never does. Imagine actually living in that. How scary, you think it's scary going to the grocery store, hoping you don't get COVID and wondering, could you imagine, being stationed there, your stress level of not trying to catch something every single moment. And I think that battle lasts, I'm going to reach out to the producer of that because he DM'd me and said that he was a fan of me on Last Comic.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so even though me and you are only up to, we probably got like 10 million listeners by this point, I'm going to see if he'll come on and talk about it, right? That'd be the first guest I could get, right?
Yeah, of course, and tell him we're an award-winning podcast.
I'm going to do that.
Also, I did enjoy the ie. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, when I was watching it with my mom, it was a little uneasy because I kept going like, oh, should I just skip this? How is she feeling and all that crap, But it's one of the longest battle scenes ever is in this movie. And the poor guy that they were kind of picking on, the little oddball guy in the beginning, that turned out to do a nice thing at the end. I kind of saw that coming, and I kind of was on his side in the beginning, especially when he said something about you guys with this frat boy shit need to cut, he seemed to be the mature one, and somehow he was the one that was getting corrected all the time. You know what I mean? They tried to make him look out to be the dumb one when he's actually saying, guys, cut this out,
Clint Eastwood's son's in that movie. I didn't know that till I saw the credits.
Yeah. But I knew it before I watched it. That's one of the reasons why I watched it was because he was in it. And I figured my mom would like that because she likes Clint Eastwood. So I thought, this would be a good one for us to watch together. It was.
All right. So since you're sick, this is a Michigan thing, and you're eating dairy, in your cereal. I don't know. Somebody sending you guys food? Do you have somebody? How are you getting supplies?
We have a lot of food. My dad built a Y2K bunker that we're just now tapping into.
Oh, for real?
Just kidding.
Well, I wish I could
a closet that had a Y2K thing. We still have honey from Y2K that we've not even touched yet. But we have a lot of food. We're good.
So, all right, I was going to tell you, Michigan thing is, I was going to tell you to get a scoop or two of ice cream and Verner's ginger ale, and you mix it up together. You can stir it and make like a shake, or you can go full on float, but it's literally the cure all. In Michigan, anytime you got sick as a kid, if there's anything wrong, your mom or dad, probably mom, would make you a Verner's float, and you would be better instantly. Because I think sugar and dairy is the best thing you can be taking right now. I'm telling you, you should try it. Maybe on the next podcast, you have it for the first time.
We don't know what a Verner is in the South.
You know what Verner's?
Mm-mm.
Verner's ginger ale?
I know because I've traveled. Well, we have different types of ginger ale, but we don't think we have that brand you're talking about.
What?
Yeah, I know. Have you ever heard of Sundrop?
No.
Exactly. It's a Southern thing.
Yeah, it's but Verner's is in like the green thing, and it's got the guy with the beard. He looks like Santa, and it's on the
probably all over the great state of Michigan.
Verner's. It's Verner's. How do you not know what Verner's is?
I'm telling you, Alan, he's shaking his head. He's never heard of Verner's. It's not made it down here, dude. Look, I'm Googling it right now.
No,
I know about it, John, because I've traveled. I'm saying it because there are other people listening to this podcast who haven't traveled, who won't know what that is.
Okay,
Werner.
Well,
how do you spell Werner?
It's V-E-R Norse.
Verner's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ginger ale.
So the guy's name is Vern. Oh yeah, here it is. Werner's.
It's one of the first pops I think sold in the country. It's one of invented in the 18. Are you reading about it? Let's see how much I know.
1866 by he was a
chemist,
a Detroit pharmacist.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Now, but that's just ginger ale is what it is, right?
Yeah. It's all it, so but not just ginger ale. It's the only ginger ale that anybody should ever drink.
Okay. I'm going to send you some Sundrop. Have you heard of Cheer wine?
Have what?
Have you heard of Cheer wine?
Mm-mm.
Cheer wine. Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay. It's like a Dr. Pepper, but better.
So I knew that there was a Mr. Pibb because I had two hermit crabs we'd get from when we go to Nag's Head, and I'd always buy hermit crabs, and then you put them in this little cage, and then you hope they didn't die of sun on the drive back because my dad never had the air on. But I had two hermit crabs called Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb. I will text me your. We'll wrap up here, but text me. I don't have your home address, and I'm gonna just send you Werner's. I'll just Amazon you some Werner's.
Cool. Let's do that. I'll send you some Sundrop and some Cheer wine, and let's do a taste test on the show.
All right.
Once I get my taste buds back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right, so I would do the plug for you, which I need to write down, but I don't know where any of your stuff at. So just johnreep.com. Don't forget, if you haven't already, if you're listening to this, hit the subscribe button, do all that stuff you're supposed to. Maybe share this on your page going, hey, I'm listening to these guys' podcasts. I really kind of like it. Put that up there. If you happen to be on Amazon and you're going to send yourself Werner's, will you check out my book, The Holding Deal? I'm about to do the audio book version, but I'm not reading it myself, John Reep. Is that lazy? I'm just not doing it. I'm going to hire somebody.
No, it's probably smart.
I can't do it. I can't voice act it. It has too many characters. I don't know how. Anywho, that's another conversation. But go to Amazon, The Holding Deal, or I got to push my Instagram. I'm going to use this. Go to what am I trying to say? I'm the one with, you're the one with.
What is your Instagram?
Fever? Comedian John Heffron on Instagram. So go there. Gotcha. Or you can always text the word John, John, to the number 90210, and you'll get a thing that pops up with all the links to everything. That's what I got to say about all that, John Reep. You can have the last word since you're not feeling well.
Well, my last word is simply going to be do everything that John Heffron says. Go check out his stuff. Check out countryishpodcast.com and rate, review, and subscribe and share this one. Thank you.
Since you love the Heffron and Reep show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, you know. They, Heffron and Reep, have low self-esteem. So please validate them by ranking them and making them seen. So no matter what you do,